What's a bigger scam in your opinion, college or gurus?
I think it's college all day, and this is a tough topic. I've done the 4-year degree. I've got the master's degree. I value the degree I got, but it was a degree. It wasn't a field where, engineering, where a degree is valuable. But I think for the most part, I mean, like 90%, I think of college is scam. I think you leave college with like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 worth of debt that doesn't do anything for you, or you go to a guru. Yeah, you might, you got a good one. They pay for themselves. Maybe you had a bad one. Maybe your first one, was a total scam. You lost 30K, but that's more recoverable than I think some of the student debt that's out there at the moment. So for me, I think it's college all day.
Okay. CJ.
Yeah, I think both. Right. I think they both could be a scam if we're just all being very honest. I think there's a better chance to go, buy a real estate program or buy something from a quote unquote guru because, right, like Steve just said, I don't see the point in going to college if you don't have a way to earn income to pay off that debt, if you don't have a way to really create an opportunity for yourself. I went to college for a couple of years, dropped out. I was studying real estate in college. The reason I dropped out is because I was being taught how to go get a job and work for somebody else to support them in their vision and their dream and the way they wanted to change our community and the way that they wanted to have legacy and impact. And that just didn't make any sense to me. So, I would always definitely say, obviously, go to buy a course first to learn about the business versus obviously trying to go to college and set something up. Who's going to college other than Steve Trang anyway? I mean, what are we talking about?
He has a 6-year-old girl that's in college already. He told her, like, the other day I was talking to her. It was like, dude, she got a B on algebra. And I was like, come on, man. Like, middle school's hard. She's like, she's in first grade. Didn't you tell me that? She was
working on doctor by 9.
If
you're not a doctor by 9, you're an absolute disappointment. That's just the way it is.
Sheesh. Lighten up, bro.
RJ, your thoughts?
I'm going to go with gurus, and here's the reason why. I'm not a fan of college, but there is a place for college because you have to have it to be an attorney, to be a doctor. If you're going to go be a real estate investor and you go to college, then that's on you. You're a dumbass. You didn't get scammed, okay? But if you go and you pay $65,000 to someone because they were on a TV show like I did, then that's you're getting scammed at that point. I got taught for $65,000 to how to go find properties on the MLS and then put them on Craigslist. That's what wholesaling was to that freaking fraud. Okay. So for me, that is the bigger scam. That's why there's people now coming out. We've talked about this on this show. That's why I have education now. Because I'm like, you don't have to pay $65,000 to learn how to wholesale. This is a simple business.
Okay. And Brewer, bring us home.
$64.99. I would say, if you look at the definition of a scam, it's a dishonest act. I don't think college is a deceptive act. I don't think, it's the story that's told about college from our parents and our peers, our grandparents, other people that tell us what to, but colleges aren't saying, hey, if you come into college, you're going to leave here and make $200,000. So I don't think there's deception. I think there's a deceiving story that's told about college from everybody, in our lives. So I would say it's the guru, because I think there's a lot depending on, right. It's a very broad label that people get, but there's people that'll say you can make $1 million if you do what I tell you to do. And that is deceptive, right? There's a lot of the tools or things that they teach that frankly just do not work. Or certainly aren't guaranteed to make you $1 million. So college is what it is. If it's either for you, if you're an engineer or a nerd like Steve, that's fine. But the guru, they generally overpromise, tell bold lies, fabricate checks and Lamborghinis and stuff like that. That's my version of a guru. I think that's a massive scam.
So I think the challenge for me here is I don't look at guru as a negative connotation necessarily. I know it has a negative connotation. A lot of people look at it that way, but I look at guru as anyone that has information or education to sell, right? So I look at college today personally, I think it's predatory, right? Like they're selling a product that will not provide an ROI, right? If you go get a history degree, if you go get a liberal arts degree, right? Even if you were going to chase music, right, to write music, then great. Probably shouldn't go to college for it. You should probably go to a specialized school. But if you get like a music degree, there's no ROI on that. And they're actively taking your money knowing that you're going to have a hard time paying that degree back. So for me, that's the reason why it's a bigger scam for me. Also, with RJ.
Are you going to let Chris go, or do you want to just talk the whole time?
I was going to talk to RJ real quick, if it's all right with you.
But that's not how the show works. Like, it's you
just talk over me.
It's
Go
his
ahead.
Turn.
Go ahead.
It's his turn. He's not rude. He's clearly allowing you to ramble on until you run out of breath.
Hey, Chris, why don't you share your thoughts?
It's not your turn. It's not your turn, engineer.
Look, here's my thought, right? If RJ's point, RJ says, we need school because of doctors and attorneys, and here's the raw reality. Majority of people aren't even going to school for that. So yes, if you need a specialized skill and college is the pathway to receive that specialized skill, then sure. But the majority of us are trying to chase financial freedom, are trying to chase opportunity, are trying to chase the way to do something different, innovative with our lives, right? My parents were born in 1955, both of them, and they worked their asses off for almost their entire lives, right? Their professional lives, to try to chase this corporate opportunity, this corporate dream. How many times do you want somebody to increase your check every year with a 25-cent raise, a 50% raise, so you can hang your degree on your wall in your office and feel great about yourself? I just don't think that's fair. I don't think it's realistic. I don't think it's an expectation that college should set. When it comes to gurus, I think it's simple, man. Like, you have to use discernment, man. At the end of the day, the person you're having a conversation with, the person you want to learn from, are you buying because of this emotional decision and they made you feel great about yourself? So now you want to pay them $65,000 like RJ for a coaching program? Look, I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, right? But I'm sure at the time it did for RJ. But if his discernment was better, if he had people like us that were trying to communicate how to make a better decision, he would have then. And that's why he's teaching coaching now. That's why I am. That's why Steve is. That's why Eric is. So find somebody you can trust that can show you how to really do something you want to learn, and it can take you a very long way.
This is the reason why I think gurus is a bigger scam, though. If you pay whatever the price is to go to a university, you at least know that is a trained professional that is going to at least teach you the subject at the highest level that they possibly can, because they already have a degree in that and they're professional in it. The guru, there is no regulation on that. I don't need anything other than good marketing and to convince someone to give me money to say, I have the skill set to teach you something. That's it. And so that's why it can be a bigger scam. I mean, you're really not getting scammed outside of the fact that it's a high price. And maybe, like Steve said, there's not an ROI for a music degree, but you're not forced to go get a music degree from the University of North Texas. You don't have to do that, even though it's a great music school. That's your choice to say, hey, I'm only going to have a job that makes $30,000 a year, even though I'm going to pay $20,000 a year to go to get my degree from the University of North Texas.
I think the bigger question is, why do so many people want to go spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year to get a history degree or whatever degree, but they're not willing to bet on themselves to self-educate and learn something that can really take them a long way?
We're told to do that.
I know that's what Eric's point was. It's unfortunate, man.
And I think the bigger thing, here's the real problem. We're being, as an 18-year-old high school graduate, you're being asked to make a decision about what you want to do for the rest of your life and sign up for $100,000 worth of education in that particular area. And I didn't figure out even remotely what I wanted to be until I was 30 years old. Right. So, like, imagine I went and spent this education, and then you feel obligated to go into that field because you just spent all this money. So now you waste 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a field that you didn't love learning. Now you're actually seeing the application of it, and you hate that even more than you did the actual education. I think the timing is just wrong. And that's why I said, I don't think college is a scam. I think the story that society tells us about the timing and the validity of college is the scam. College is doing what they're supposed to do. You come in, we're going to give you X amount of education, and then you might as well say high school's a scam.
That's an absolute fact. I remember the day that I showed up at North Texas and I told them I wanted to be a business major, and they gave me my list of classes, and I said, no, I want to be a business major. You gave me the math major, and they said, that's all business is math. And I was like, I want to go be a kinesiology major because I want to take badminton and golf class. That sounds more fun. That was the immature 18-year-old RJ that went, tens of thousands of dollars in debt because I didn't want to do algebra and calculus and trigonometry.
What I took away from all this is that RJ is pro regulation. That's all I took from all this.
Oh, shit.
The voting
No,
is
he
still,
is, man. He definitely is, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The voting is still open. It's actually very, very close. So I guess we're going to leave that open for another minute or two. I did want to highlight a comment. Marshall Johnson says most college graduates go into a different field that has minimum or nothing to do with their degree.
But that's not the college's
No,
fault.
110%.
That's the problem, right? It's like you're forced at the age of 18. I didn't know what I wanted to wear to school each day. How the hell do I know what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Eric, let me ask you this, though, just to not disagree with you, but why at this day and age do colleges not teach novations? Why do we not teach wholesaling? Why are we not teaching the things that we all make millions of dollars doing?
It's a
It's a
great
business,
question. I don't
man.
know.
College is a
Why do they
business.
not teach how to balance a checkbook? Why do they not teach how to fill out a job resume in high school? Why do they not teach the credit? Like, think about the impact. There's one single thing that has the largest impact on our lives, it's our credit, and it's not even talked about anywhere. I don't even think it's really discussed in college unless your particular degree involves credit. No one teaches or talks about credit at all.
Why is somebody going to teach you? Look, why is somebody going to tell you that to get off the hamster wheel, you just got to step off of it?
That's a bar.
Damn.
That's a
That's
bar.
a bar right there.
That's a bar. We got a new T-shirt for PTD for sure. All right. We got a couple more comments to read. Fernando Miranda says, that's why Gary Vee says, don't go until you're 25 to 27 years. You're just a little smarter. Good. Makes sense. Shah C said, it is, though, elementary and middle school and high school teaches us how to work for others, to Eric's point about saying maybe high school is a fraud too, or scam too. One more, Mustache Mike. Nice name. I like that. Kids are coming out of college with rainbow hair and they're feeling hyper sensitivized.
Weasel, real quick, somebody
That's
sent me a
North
DM, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And they said that Eric Brewer learned how to shave his head in home economics in 1966. This is, I don't know, but this is just a message that came through. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a messenger. Just a
Oh, Matt.
messenger.
All right, the voting has concluded, and it looks like the winner was CJ, back with a point, last week's champ.